Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching. I'm very, very excited today. Yeah, yeah. Today we begin officially the Doctor's Lab. It's a
Mhm.
podcast where we talk about life, we talk
Mm.
about real estate. We talk about finance. All right, those things that are very important and pertinent to us. And today, I decided to be a very powerful guest to the show. She's not just a guest, she's also my friend. And she's somebody I admire in the business, I've
Yeah.
learned from. And as we go along, you will understand why I actually brought her to the event. All right. So,
Yeah.
without any further ado, I would like to introduce our first guest for this podcast, this edition today,
Yes.
the person
So
of Mrs. Maureen Ogechi Usen.
thank you. Thank you very much. Thank
Welcome,
you. Thank you
welcome,
very much.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for honoring the invitation. When I sent it out, I was like, "Will she come? Will she come?"
Why? Why
I
won't
was
I
like,
come?
"No, no, no, I think she will come. I
My
think she will
party.
come. I think she's going to do it. I think she's going to do it." So I know you, and I
Mm-hmm.
also like to know you. So the floor is yours.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. So let me start. Uh-huh. So my name is Usen Maureen Ugechi Okwebo. I am what? I just became a mother, so it's still exciting me.
Wow. Yes, yes, she's a
I'm a
mother.
mother.
Yeah.
I'm a real estate developer, also a real estate consultant. I've been in the real estate business for close to a decade, and it's been my passion because every time I see me, helping people move a step closer towards building generational wealth, I get so excited. So that's me. Do I have to say what I love or what? Okay,
you
so
know,
I
it's
love making people rich, and I love making money myself.
that's what
So
we're
yeah,
talking
that's
about.
it.
That's what the
Thank you.
podcast is about. All right, so let's talk about the journey. Let's go deep into
Okay.
the journey.
Okay.
So you are a mother,
Yeah.
and combining that with real estate and
Okay.
combining that with life itself. How has it been for you? How have you managed all
Mm.
these things together?
Okay. Well, I'm going to say I started my real estate journey as a single lady. So
Oh,
the experiences I had as a single lady in the real estate journey is actually different from the experiences I'm having as a married woman and now as a mother. It's not been a difficult experience, but at the same time, it comes with challenges, lessons, and fun times. So as a single person, when I was in real estate, it was a little bit flexible for me.
yeah.
When they say go look for clients, I can explore, I can go places, I can do something. Just to say, okay, let me get clients and all that when I'm going to get my lead generation. As a married woman, instead of noticing, barriers, I became a little bit more intuitive, a little more creative when it comes to getting clients and all that and managing clients.
Yeah.
Now, as a mother, it's been good, really, because now you're not only taking care of yourself, you're taking care of somebody else.
Mm.
Now you can take care of husband, but he's an adult, so sometimes you say, "Oh God, just stay ready." Yeah, you understand. But now
but
with a
we,
little
we also
baby,
need attention too. We also need
but not
care.
too much. Not as a baby. Maybe you have to bring at the baby, so you don't even get
But
get
he's your
sick.
first baby. No, no, no.
Yeah, yeah. So, but being a mother now, I become more creative
Yeah.
than I used to, and I love it. I love it because my baby brings out the creativity in me. She, as much as she inspires me, she also makes me think more than I used to. So I love that about the journey.
Wow, wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so you talked about creativity and how your baby brings out the creative side in you. How
Yes.
how does that work? Because I know that most people that I've related with, especially when they give birth to their
Yeah.
child, they end up saying, "Oh, after my childbirth, I became very tired. I
Mm.
became this. I became that.
Okay.
I've not been able to put out the energy." Some
Yeah.
people say they suffer from post patrum or what they call it. So
Postmortem,
yeah,
post birth
yeah. So
syndrome,
yeah, so
it becomes
things related with
depressed.
outside after
Yeah.
birth, and they
Yeah.
say, "Oh, you know, I have mood swings, I have hormone imbalance and stuff like
Yes.
that." But
Yes.
you are
Yes.
saying now that it brings out your creativity. How does that work?
Okay, so first of all, I would say those some of the issues that comes with after childbirth, I still face them. There's the mood swing thing.
Oh, really?
I found out that my mood now swings often.
So how,
Then
how do you how do you manage that?
okay, so how I manage it now is before I don't know how to go have a happy place. I've
Hmm.
never had a happy place. So now my baby is my happy place. So when I feel,
Oh, wow.
tired, weak, exhausted, frustrated, I look at my little baby girl. She's a very active, joyful baby. So and I see her playing and I get motivated. So you know what I did? I
Yeah.
actually said, okay, I called her, you're going to be a billionaire.
Okay.
You are going to be a billionaire.
That's
Now,
nice.
that is what she would inherit. It's not what she's going to make for herself.
Hmm.
So each time I look at her, I say, this lady is a billionaire. Now, if she's going to achieve that, then I have to do something.
Hmm.
So each time I feel sad, frustrated, I just have to look at my jumpy baby that is a billionaire. That's she's a billionaire, so I have to do whatever it takes. Now, how am I becoming more creative? Now there's restrictions to things. Now I found out new ways. Before my lead generation is, oh, I have to in a week look for somewhere to go to,
Yeah.
network and all that. Now it's becoming a little bit difficult for me to do that.
Yeah.
Now I've created better ways to generate leads on the internet. Like I won't tell you my secret, sorry.
but I tell you mine. I shared it with you. I gave you everything on the
No,
blueprint.
no, no,
We did
no, no.
everything
That but when you born, I'll tell you.
when I born.
But I have created better ways to generate leads. I've created better ways to do follow up. I've created a system. Before I work as I wake up in the morning and I write out some things I have to do, and then I just do it. But now, because of the fact that I know that I have limited time, okay, between this time and this time, I have to go and feed a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Between this time and this time, I have to go change diapers and all that. I created a system that I just plug into play
Hmm.
in
That's
the
powerful.
morning. You
That's powerful.
understand? There's system to it, and then it helps me make the work easier in terms of my lead generation and my follow up.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's awesome. So
yeah.
this also serves as an inspiration to those who are thinking, oh, I'm a mother, I can't do real estate. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're watching this and if you're hearing this, you can actually do this.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult. She's making it sound very easy. Yeah, but if you follow what she said, I mean, you can actually do it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the
Okay.
journey so far, because I know back then we used to talk about, how you started. You have a very fascinating story.
Yeah.
And for somebody who sees you now, they will just think, oh, you came into the business, all rich, all glamorous. You have
Yeah.
things going on for you. They see you looking all good, all splendid. They see you in this glory and like, no, she already has it, going on for her a long time ago. But they don't really know that there is a place where you're coming from and there's a story that motivated you to, bring out this side of you. So
Yes.
tell us about this story. Tell us how it started, the rough patches, the edges,
You're taking me to
everything.
the back. Okay.
Yes, yes, we
Okay.
want to have it.
All right. So usually there was a time I thought that my story was like a setback or a failure kind of story, but recently I realized that it had to happen this way for me to, be what I am today. So when I started my real estate journey in the industry, I was a young lady. I was still clinging on to 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I knew that was what I was called for. I knew that I was called to not do this 9 to 5 thing because I hated it from time. But as I then I was clinging on to 9 to 5, and then the opportunity came. I, you know, got somehow introduced to it because I got a job. The person wanted us to help him market his land. That was the job I got. After a little while, he had an issue and he had to leave the country. Just jackpot. Just one morning we came to work, our Oga has jackpot. So that was my first idea of
that's
there's something
that's
like
that's like
real
it
estate.
happens. It happens almost
Yeah,
every
he
time.
just jackpot from nowhere. So book of woman knows no. So I had to get another alternate job. So when I got this job, there was a security team because it was a big company. They had good HMO, they had good pension, and then this company was once they've employed you, they will never sack you. So no matter how
So there was job
there was
security.
that security there.
Yeah.
So because there was that security, at the point, I wanted to let go of my dream. But after a while, I realized that I I I stayed in the job for about in the second year in the job, yes. That was when I looked at my colleagues. Some people that were sharing the same table with doing the same thing. I've done 15 years in
Hmm.
that company. And all of us are earning the same thing. And all of us are, standing at the bus stop and waiting for keke. That was when I realized that this is not the life I want to live.
15 years.
Someone has
So
done
it was more like after 15 years, there was really nothing to
there's
show.
nothing to show. I saw people do 15, 20, 12. There was nothing tangible about or significant about that progress. I mean,
Hmm.
we were in the same level, and I thought about myself in 15 years' time. I really want to be doing what this lady is doing, what this young man is doing. No,
Wow.
I had
Wow.
to. So I forced myself to go into the real estate industry. So when I went into it, before I could close my first deal, it took me 1 year.
Wow.
Now, it's not like 1 year I jump in, I jump out. No, every day,
Consistency.
consistently, I would spend money on ads. I would go out there. There was a thing I was known for then. I was known for dancing while I was talking about property. So everybody have known me to be the
You
one.
danced?
I dance and I sing. In fact,
You danced and you sang? All for real estate.
those are my slogans. Come and buy land, come and buy land, come and buy
Are
land.
you serious?
I swear, I'm not lying. Oh God. Oh,
No,
need to
you never told me this part.
I
That you
had so
sang.
much energy. You would think that the person doing it must have been closing because people would think, oh, this lady must be making good sales.
Wow.
But then I would go do all those things. I would go to my 9 to 5. From 9 to 5, I would go to the land as far away as they are, do video, look nice, dancing, everything. Nobody buy. On every week I must go to at least one inspections. But still at the end of the day, nobody bought. For 1 year, I almost gave up. Like I almost wanted to give up, but I don't know what made me just hang on. So on the verge of giving up, I think I had made up my mind one particular day after doing this thing for 1 year. Because in that 1 year period, people that we started, I've seen them sell.
See results and
I've seen people
everything.
making results. People that have done much more than they do
Exactly.
were getting a lot of results. So I felt one day, after 1 year, I felt this is not for me. So let me just let it go. Then my company organized a party for its staffs that day. And all of us went. So as I was with my group of friends, that they called us, said, hey, please want to do dancers, best dancer. Why? If you can dance, come up on stage, come and dance, come up on stage. And the morning they said they were going to dash.
I would like to see you.
That money at that moment in time, I felt this money can solve problem for me. So I danced.
How much was it?
They were giving 100,000 naira
for dancing.
For dancing.
I will do acrobatics. I'll do everything.
I felt that I said, man, this thing it can solve problem. And I said, the dancing. If I go try my luck. So I went off stage and then they paired us, one guy, one girl, one guy, one girl, both of you should dance, and then they first judge us as couples. So the guy I was paired with, he was young guy, very young guy, and then he had this dress. We were doing a dinner. The guy dressed like all this old school pair.
Oh, okay.
And came to the event. So at first instance, I wrote on this guy like, why would they do this kind of thing? We all dressed in dinner gowns. I think he dressed in old school, but he was paired with me.
Yeah.
And then when we danced, we did a lot of things. So we how do I put it?
Qualified.
We qualified. Yeah. At the end of the day, we danced and we got to win. Both of us. He won his 100K, I won my 100K. So
wow.
Because of the energy we were sharing on stage. So as I get enough from this, I said, don't worry, whatever, give me your number, give me a number.
Okay.
I went away. So I was busy doing my posting. After a few days, then he called me and said, are you selling that land? I said, yes. He said, really? Wow. That's good though. I said, are you sure it's genuine? I said, brother, it's genuine. It's genuine. Yes. He said, okay, fine. Okay, I would like to buy a plot. And then he bought 2 plots.
The same guy that danced with you?
The same guy that danced with me. And he was working for the same company. But the salary level is higher. So he just, young guy, after 1 year, I was used to, I would come and meet you, talk on my life out, do everything to encourage you to buy. But he just saw something I posted. I was like, is it John? I said, yes. Once I just said, yes, okay, send me the details. I'll transfer the money. And he bought.
He transferred it.
Transferred the complete money for the property. He didn't, even up to the day he was allocated, didn't even complete the property. Wow. I just got him his documents.
Wow.
After that first sale, I said I die here. Because the commission I got was like when you pass the small salary and give me. So I said no.
I know that kind of.
Yeah.
You receive an alarm instead of an alert.
I said, no, but even if it's once in every 6 months, don't worry, mama, share. And that was it. And since then I kept on, I put at it hard.
Wow.
Every year I jump in hard. Every year I say, okay. It became a passion. I realized that I want to do real estate. It's not for the fact that, okay, it brings people money. For the fact that I am solving an economic need.
Yeah.
You understand? An economic need in the country. So because I wake up with that idea that you're doing something for this country, I keep at it no matter what.
That's nice.
That's how been my journey so far.
That is awesome. I feel like giving you a round of applause.
Thank you.
All right. So yeah, something struck me as you were talking, and I think it's one of the things I learned from my mentor. He'll be watching this somehow, I know. But the first thing he told me was that do not write anybody off and do not look down on anybody.
Yeah.
So I could imagine what could have happened if maybe you looked at that guy and was like, why did you pair me with somebody like this? And afterwards, you didn't even go forward to say, oh, let's exchange numbers, let's exchange contacts and
Exactly.
stuff like
Exactly.
that.
Exactly.
So the essence of relationships like
Matters.
in the business and the ability not to look down on anyone. All right, so we'll come to that. So yeah, moving forward, there's this discrepancy somehow. I know you must have seen it on the internet. There was one raining last week where there was a podcast like this,
Yeah.
and the guy, called a lady, and man, she said a whole, she said a whole lot of things. She said a whole lot of things, and I was shocked to like, this is too much. Even in the book of Revelations,
I mean,
there were revelations, but
yeah, yeah,
there are some things that were kept in the casement so that we will understand it from a deeper, sense after reading and receiving, insight. But it gave a new shade to ladies in the business. And for some time it has been seen that way. E.g., there was this time when it was trending where a lady or some group of ladies want to sell a house, and the moment they just introduce themselves and they turn back, you ask yourself, is it the house or is it you? Which one, are you selling? No, but she said a whole lot of things that were very, 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 very critical.
Yeah.
And I think that, most ladies see it as a way of getting into the business. And it's hard for ladies who are actually doing the genuine work, just like yourself
Yeah,
and other
yeah,
people out there doing
yeah.
it. Everybody tags it as, no, there's something they are doing. They're sleeping with this person. They're dealing with this person. How have you been able to manage those kind of, setbacks, objections,
Okay.
mindsets? Yeah.
Okay. So I once upon a time when I was still growing in the business, I was also approached with that kind of ideology by some people.
Oh.
Especially when I was having sales droughts. People will say, you know, if you sell now, let's go sell your body. Those kind of things. You have to go the extra mile. You have to go meet. Some people say you can't do juju.
Yeah. Oh no. Why do they think like that? Why do they think it's
But
fun?
that's not true. There are people that have been excelling in business, and there's something about success. Success has principles. The
Exactly.
problem with success principles is that to a common man, it seems like a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
But once you make it a habit, it becomes easy for you.
True.
So you understand. So this ideology, yes, maybe I don't know. One or two people will tell me that they've encountered whereby I've not seen it to that extent whereby somebody say I'm not going to buy or less. I've not seen somebody taking that extra mile.
Do you think it's because you're not projecting
I
that?
think it's because of the courage. First of all,
Yeah.
I learned to package myself as a business.
Good.
So I don't come to meet you when I see that you're a single man.
Yeah.
You're a young man, a single man. I don't give you that vibe of okay, anything you want, I come out professionally. I meet
business.
you in a very open place.
Good.
I don't let you give me suggestive things. Like, hey, why don't we go and sit down here and eat? Are you hungry? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
No. I put it to you what we're doing. I state, oh, this is what we're meeting for. Where are we meeting? This is what we're meeting for. And when I come, I come with that clear objective. And then once we're done with that meeting, I move out. I don't try to change locations. You understand? So I become professional first of all. So now some people would say that most ladies are getting this thing through that way. Like I said, there was a time I almost wanted to believe it until I studied some beautiful ladies that were really making it in the industry. They were very beautiful.
Doing their work.
They had this damn beauty. They were so pretty. But I noticed that they were making sales over and over again. So at first, because they had the whole body physique, and I thought it was the looks. But when I try to monitor what they're doing, these ladies are consistent. They are the first to show up for every before property will launch. I mean, they have direct relationship with every developer. Before a property will launch, they've gone and done all their whole professional videos. They've gone the extra mile to do promote. They will promote it to the highest level.
Yeah.
So when people are just coming in to say, let's go and do launching,
they've long gone. They're way ahead of the competition.
I'm marketed ahead.
Yeah.
And then you think that because they are pretty, that's why they got it. No, they did the work. The ones permit you to stay a story.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so there's this lady I know. I thought this is person to me. I'm not going to disclose her name, but I know her personally.
It's
so at first she says that this is she has been having this issue. She's very endowed, well endowed lady, but she kept on complaining to me one certain time that
endowed as in the bunch type of endowed.
Yeah, very endowed. She has this beautiful figure, fine lady.
Yeah.
So she started complaining to me things like, anybody she approaches for real estate, the person always wants to sleep with her. She's so tired. People have been advising her to hold on, but she doesn't know what to do.
Hmm.
So after much advice, something happened one day. So we went out on to a client reached out to her. She reached out to me and said we went to show the client the property. Then I was single. She was single. We were two
Oh,
single ladies. I she fine. I fine. So that day as we were going, I saw the girl come for the inspection. I say, "Babe, wow."
the way she dressed.
The way she dressed, I was like, I'm using the same thing. I'm coming to. Okay, fine, no problem. And we went though as we were going to the house. So as a lady reading, a lady can read when another lady is giving guy signal.
Of course, yes.
And I just kept on seeing her, the way she walked, the way she touched her head, the way she moved her body. I don't know whether she was doing it knowingly or unknowingly, but giving out unnecessary signals.
Yeah, so
And
those
we were checking
signals.
that, and then
Yeah.
the clients, maintained the school. I felt okay about this since maybe not me the judge.
Mm-hmm.
When we finished the whole thing, the client outrightly told us I want to take the girl to his hotel. Started even started talking to it. But because I was afraid, I said things like, no, that's not going to happen. So I succeeded in convincing the girl to
Back out.
and let's go home together. And when we went, the man called me and said, please, now I know your friend said because of you, that's why she doesn't want to. Release the girl now.
So which one is
said,
because of you
"Oga,
again?
No, not to know. I said, I know what. Maybe you say you want to buy a house. Oh, yeah, buy a house. Next morning, afternoon, I get a call that she's just coming from the guy's hotel. Okay, so how far now? Our deal. He said, no, he said he will get back to us. The guy still was on the get back level. We didn't close that deal.
Wow.
So I realized that when you do those things, you will never close it.
Yeah, you will never close the door.
You on a very difficult situation will you ever close it. Because this person I know, from what he saw with us that time, that's something he liked.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that he was willing to pay for.
Yeah.
But I think the moment that lady compromised, he now doubted his transaction.
Of course.
So that was a lesson to me at that moment that no matter what they are telling you, you don't go. So when I started to study these young ladies that were doing, I noticed that they were very consistent. When I even had the opportunity to have a conversation one-on-one, they had intellectual knowledge.
Wow.
They were
Awesome.
intelligent. They know
Awesome.
their owner. In the business, they knew their owner. So when people just from afar,
There's a
tell you
beauty with
something,
brains this time around.
most of these ladies, I don't know, because at the time was then that they'll turn the back.
Yeah.
If you check, all people that used to turn back, how many of them are? Check it now. Just check them. Give them 6 months. Most of them will phase out. You're no longer seeing them in the business.
Yeah.
The people that stay considered as people that yes are beautiful, they come out and look classy and project,
of course,
the professionalism,
feminine aura, professionalism.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So if you saw these things, even me, I don't even believe in the just thing anymore. Do the work, you get the results.
Wow. So do the work, and get the result. And a lot of beautiful ladies out there, a lot of hardworking ladies out there are doing it and are really crushing it. So thumbs up to all ladies actually pushing in the work, doing the work very, very, very well to make this bread and to do it, for a good living. Yeah. Oh wow. That's felt like rewinding that session again and asking deeper questions, but I saw what happened to the guy at the end of the day. He had to come out and start giving press release there and there, and I was like, no, I don't want to get to this level of damage control. The purpose is for enlightenment, education, to let people know, oh, this is what can happen if you decide to do things the right way.
Yes.
Right, so there are a lot of ladies aspiring to come into the business, and they're thinking that real estate is hard. Should I take the shorter route so that I can make it easily? So I think somehow that our profession has given this idea that there is some level of, I'm looking for the right words to put it now. So you come in and there's this kind incentive, this one incentive, that other one incentive. So people are coming in now not for building themselves or building capacity. They're coming in for I quickly want to get this house. I quickly want to get this car. What will you say to that young lady who is starting out? Yeah. What are you going to tell her?
Okay, yeah. So yes, like to answer your question, first of all, state some things that we are seeing now in the industry.
Yeah.
It's becoming overly saturated.
Yes.
Because that's why if you notice there are some things governments are trying to do now to clamp down on the way the industry is becoming saturated with a lot of unqualified people. If you want to be a real estate consultant, now you don't need to go to school, you don't need anything. You just look up a man. You can look up a man and definitely call yourself I'm an agent.
I'm an agent.
It's not when you go deeper, you're not saying
what's the difference between agent and realtor?
Well, an agent, no, they do your homework. You now bring brief. Push am.
Push out.
But realtor does the homework.
Yeah.
What's authentic about this brief? This
Yes.
thing you're bringing. What are the documents to it? What is the connection to this property? What are the things you use to lay claims that you own this property or you have the right to, sell this property? I
Yeah.
mean, and a realtor should do that before they carry that property to go and start putting it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things among others, anyways.
Yeah.
So for you, the long lady out there, it's the industry is very very attractive. I think it's one of the highest paid industry
Yeah, it
in the
is.
country.
It is.
So it's quite attractive. And it looks like there's no qualification. I mean, if you want to work in an oil industry, you have to have studied something that has to do with
Of course, yes.
engineering or so. But for real estate, it's just you can just come in now. So if you do not have a purpose for your life, you can lose it.
True.
You have to first of all ask
If you
yourself.
don't have a purpose for your life, you
Yeah,
can lose it.
you can lose it. You have to ask yourself first, what is my purpose? What is my purpose for my life? What do I want to achieve? What do I want to gain? Is real estate like a ladder, or is it a stairway, or is it an elevator? You understand? A ladder means do I have to pass through real estate and to jump into something
Something
else?
else. Wow.
Should I progress from stairways? Should I progress from real estate to something new?
Yeah.
Then elevator, is this my die here? Like start and begin real estate.
Wow.
You should know. For me, I always use myself as an example. For me, I've always known, first of all, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. But my interest in real estate started when I was in my university days, when I started reading books from Donald Trump, Robert Kiyosaki, and some others. I realized that the country would need more homes, especially from my childhood experience with all this Shati and stuff. I felt there should be a need for where people get more places to live. Now, it's a passion. It's not necessarily because there's money in it.
Yeah.
Most times, it's that passion and purpose that keeps you going when you're not seeing anything.
True.
So when you're a young lady coming into it, it's so saturated now that there is a lot of misinformation. There's a high tendency they're going to get it wrong. They're going to get it wrong. So if you're not coming with first as a purpose, two, with the attitude of learning, you're going to make a lot of mistakes, and you're going to make mistakes that might run into millions and billions that you can't pay back. I mean, for example, you can order for a shoe. You can order for a shoe, and then when the shoe comes around and you find out that this shoe is a sport shoe, you can return it back.
Yeah.
It's not so with land.
True.
Most times you can buy a property before you even realize there's a problem with that property. Yes, it has gone.
Yeah.
And then it's not as easy as that money you paid. It may not be as easy as to get that money back. So if you're a lady coming into the business, please come in with an attitude of learning. Find out if it's your purpose. If it's not your purpose, if this thing is not it, find what is it for you, and then start from the ground of that thing. Whatever it is you're putting your hand into, even if you're selling clothes or whatever, as long as you're determined and you apply the success principles, you will blow from it. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I've realized. You blow from it. So it's looking like a get rich quick scheme
Yeah.
for some
Yeah.
people now.
It's the way it's
Like you
looking
said,
like.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
incentives. Oh, there's come and buy, there's car here, house there, whatever. So people come in and say, okay, they said I go to dash car. Okay, how do I need to sell 50 plus to buy car? You don't ask any other question. You don't make any other findings anymore. You make sure you're promoting that thing. At the end of the day, you go and sell 15 plots, collect your car, and go.
Yeah.
2, 3 months, 1 year, 5 years down the line, there's a big problem for the people you sold to. They're looking for you. They're looking for the people that you connected with. Those people are not even around, because most of them are Japari. And then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And that can maybe use it after 3 months, it's spoiled.
True. Very true.
So you get
Very true.
as a young lady coming into the business, please come in with an attitude of learning, be patient. Like I said, it took me a year before I made my first sale.
Yeah.
You should have that attitude of, okay, this thing is my purpose. So I'm going to gently do little by little, and then maybe celebrate every win. If for me, each time I successfully get a successful inspection, I celebrate it. I congratulate myself.
Yes.
Every little small milestone, you celebrate it, and just be like that.
Yeah.
Okay? And with God, definitely.
Awesome.
Thanks.
All right, so let's go into sales.
Okay.
Sales is one of the, well, I say, the field that helps us to get to our destination.
Okay.
So if you're not making sales, if you're not generating leads, just like you have been saying,
Yeah.
you will not really make the sale that will make you comfortable and give you the funds you need to actually do projects that are important to you. So we know that real estate is a high ticket. It's not something that, like you said, you buy and put in your pocket and you just hold it. And so
Yeah.
many people have different reasons for buying. Some people have generational reasons for buying.
Yeah.
I've met people who told me that they will buy land when they are close to their 50 so that they can build one small house
Yeah.
and just things. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, that's not how you see that when you try to over explain it, tell them the importance of actually doing it right and doing it well and doing it early,
Yeah.
you meet a lot of objections. So, to somebody who is listening out there, what sales process has worked for you? Okay.
Okay.
And what do you think that we can learn from you? Yeah.
Okay. So I think um the sales process is different for different people,
Yeah,
honestly speaking.
of course.
And I think somehow it works with temperaments. So I'm going to be talking about my own sense process. I mean, I am I'm an emotional person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
an empath. A
I'm very empathetic. I think there was a time we're having a
yeah,
meeting
yeah. You're
somewhere.
good.
I think when you
You're good.
dynamics
You're
when they
good.
said people say you're too nice.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah. So
You know how to read the room and balance
yes,
things. Yes,
yes,
you know
I
how to
think
balance
yeah.
things.
So because of that gift, all of the gift, I think I know how to come down or come up to people's level. So now one of my sales processes, first of all, I do a lot of lead generation. I lead generate every day.
So for somebody watching out there that's wondering, what is this lead generation? What is
Okay.
lead and what is lead generation? They're just thinking, how what is the meaning?
Well, to me, a lead is a person who shows an interest in what
Okay,
you're selling.
okay,
Generating it is the process by which you get those people who are interested in what you're showing.
okay,
You understand? A process of getting them.
okay.
You understand?
So
It's
a
like
lead is a person,
the lead.
then the
Generation
generation
is the
is
process
pulling them
of
in.
yeah, putting them in.
Okay.
Yes. So my sales process is this. First of all, I do a lot of lead generation. I put a lot of content. That's the best way I know how to generate meaningful content. All the social medias. I always say it, I have it. Even the ones for adults, children, babies.
Yeah, yeah. When
I
I
get
started
them.
watching your YouTube, I was like, man, this lady puts in a lot of work into this. She's beating me to this thing. What is happening here? Anything you have posted, anything you have posted, I was like, oh no, 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 no. You need to wake up. Yeah, you need to wake
Yes,
up.
yes, yeah. If
Yeah.
you see what people are doing, see my organa, look at what
No,
you're
no, no.
doing
If you
now.
see what you are doing,
If you see
no,
what
no,
you're
no, no.
doing
But
now,
seriously, seriously,
ah,
it actually started when I was looking at your content,
mm,
and I looked at how many posts you've done on Instagram. Like, when did you start?
thank you. But that's my method of lead generation. Though.
Okay.
So content creating, my lead generation. I do a lot of adverts as lead generation. I do what else? I used when I was a single lady. I used a lot of networking. From one time I don't marry and have a baby, not so much. Um, but yeah, networking is very good. It's a very good one. Then the next leads. How do you nurture your leads?
Yeah, that's
That's
what
where
people
the
want to know.
work
How do you
is.
want to nurture them?
Nurture them because it's one thing for people to save your number or fill a form or say I'm interested.
I'm interested.
How do you
You get all those
nurture them?
annoying Facebook replies. You put a advert and something else like that. Okay, click this number to call, blah blah blah. You see things like I'm interested. I'm interested.
Although we
Interested.
say,
Tell me more.
although we say, don't worry, Nigeria is deciding today. Don't worry, everyone's made up.
Everybody's going.
Have you ever gotten that?
One Biafra. This I'm like
Oh,
these
you get
guys,
it.
man.
One man, they will say, put up something one, and then the person said, "People, woman, why is selling Lagos?
Are you
How
serious?
can you do that? That disgrace our people." I will send what's those guys? Those ones that are doing that to the Masob. I mean, what do they call them?
Oh,
I'll
okay.
send them to you people.
Hmm.
So a lot of that do,
Yeah.
but still on select. You said people are buying. So we generate that lead, and next thing is to nurture them because they just click on it. They just maybe they find what you put out there interesting, so they try to know more. Nurturing is where my work is, but to nurture them. I start creating a kind of relationship, and I do it subtly. I don't just badge you. You know. Even if you get interest in my property, first of all, I come in, ask you how you're doing, add it to a small information group. I send once in a while. I don't disturb my needs.
Okay.
Then I start looking for a way that I can even know you. And by doing that, if I notice that let's say this person get capacity based on the conversation. I'm sorry, I can't tell you how to do that. I can't tell you because he told me something.
They were waiting for it.
Yeah, he sent me to a guy, one Jeremiah, something that
Yeah.
teaches people how to read tonality, how to
I've been,
be.
I've been helping since.
She has been
You're
helping
welcome.
since 19 Bobo. It's good though. Anytime I need one new idea, I go, what you do on
Don't
board?
tell them yet.
So yeah, I'm not very good at telling you how to bug. There is a way I know. So from watching that guide, I realized that okay, it's actually a skill that I developed over a while. There's a way we'll be conversing. I know, okay, this person's capacity.
Yes.
This person fit dey do like 50 million. Oh, so make I no dey send all those 2
To
million
2 million
land.
naira land. Exactly.
You understand? As a way from the small, maybe you clicked on the 500 land,
Yes.
500K land,
Land.
but your capacity is 50 million.
Mm.
Subtly, start trade. Before you know it, I'll start knowing a little bit, one or two personal things about you. Which I'm very, very patient with my leads. Business has taught me patience.
Mm.
The person does not buy this year doesn't mean they not buy
They will not
next
buy
year.
next
It
year.
doesn't mean they not buy in 10 years' time.
Mm.
Keep that relationship. And the only way to do it and not let it frustrate you is to constantly generate this lead as often as possible. As often as possible. Be generating leads. So that as you're nurturing, because you're getting them every day, it's like they're coming like this as a funnel.
Mm.
So at every point in time, there's always somebody at the matured point to now
Yes.
drop money.
it.
You
Yeah.
understand? There's a trust level now. There's always somebody that goes into that trust level to give you the money.
Yeah.
So I generate every day. Then nurturing is subtle for me.
Mm.
I get to know you from one or two conversations, one or two questions you've asked. I've been able to pinpoint your investment level,
Mm-hmm.
and then your financial capacity to some extent.
Yeah.
Then I start knowing what to bring to you, and I don't just badge into it. I put it on my status. Sometimes I jokingly send it, say hello. Today I have better award for you. If you can just help my ministry by buying this 10 million naira land. Another that say, come and buy this land. It's very, another,
So you mix the
I mix it,
messages.
I mix it,
Yeah.
and I try to tailor it fit for each person I'm trying to nurture.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if in the process of trying to get to nurture you, you are a bad fit, I don't have a problem. I let it go.
Okay.
When you, for example, maybe someone clicked on you something and then they ask for an information you give, and the person finds some reason to be rude, and that turns you off. I can
So you don't reply rudely to
I
them.
don't
You
reply
just you
because
just
I
leave it
just
and let
leave
it
it
go.
and let it go.
Wow,
I don't get bad.
that's a
I can
super
say, okay,
skill.
fine, wait, this is like this, our spirit is no match, no problem. I'll concentrate on other people.
That can actually make the person come back to you later.
Yeah, I will not block you. Never. I will never block you.
Should I stop blocking? I don't.
Never.
Okay.
I want to not give. I just like today. You know, wake up and rest of the day. No
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
You shall with the same status.
Okay.
And then when all those better events come up,
Yeah.
I still
You
try
go there.
to personally send you the way I graft my message, and you will think it's for you. I
Mm.
don't generic make it.
Yeah.
So because for example, when I'm saying when I'm greeting people that I want to talk to,
Mhm.
I can say something like my boss. I call everybody my boss. So when I now want to
That's
do
why I call her my boss.
happy
Wow.
layer my boss, I cannot say my boss, happy layer. You know, that's why they call everybody my boss. So you go come to say, this one they call me boss. Nothing they can send me this special message.
Yeah.
But now my boss, I dey call everybody. I don't give her what I don't give her that to. But you understand? So I start making it look as if me and you have a one-on-one. And I try my best, even if it means me documenting it, to remember conversations we have, personal conversation we have. Now I have a lot of people I'm chatting with. I have over 2,000 contacts.
Hmm.
So you understand.
Wow.
Now, because I'm just building,
Just starting up.
this is my secret though. Just build a personal relationship with you. It means that when you tell me that the other day I bought akara and cocoa,
You pick it up from there.
I have to pick up the conversation for that. I know I'm talking to you. So for your case, I can even go and write it as okay, the next conversation I have is that akara and cocoa. So that when we have an opportunity to talk, which maybe in about 6 months' time, and I say, how far that akara and cocoa you bought? Makes you feel
You remember. You were
I
here.
have you in mind.
Yes.
It's work, it's hard work to put my mind in business. Really, that's not my nature. I don't really like. Honestly speaking, I'm this kind of. I remain unbothered. I don't want to, but because it's my business,
Yes.
I have to get to be personal with them. So that's my strategy. I come in a personal form.
Yeah.
It works for some people, and then I try to build temperaments. And yeah, it's temperament. There are some people that are professional. Everything you're dealing with, then you better come from a professional front.
Hmm.
They're not ready to tell you that they have 5 wives somewhere. There's some clients I
none
know
of a
them by
business,
their
yeah.
first name, but they've done a lot of business with me. I cannot call them beyond that first name.
First name.
I don't even know if they're in Nigeria or abroad. I don't know anything, but they've done a lot of things because straight to the point. The moment you try to make the conversation a little bit casual,
Yeah.
it becomes a problem.
True.
So you have to learn to read those kind of people and all that. So
True.
when after nurturing, I then move to closing. Nurturing you, introducing you to something, and then the moment you indicated an interest in something, eh? Oh, this is now to buy how much? I follow you. That's when you see me day, night, morning. I've gone to the land, I've done 50 videos on different locations to come and show you. I have sent you updates.
Like,
I've said, oh, that you want promo.
if you cannot keep up, I'm keeping up for you.
Yes. The moment, don't just tell me that this one, like say,
I have interest.
I'm going to go for more. I will bombard it to you. That's
Also,
me.
also,
But the bulk of my work is in the nurturing. And I think that's where a lot of people
yeah.
fail at it because it's exhausting sometimes. It's annoying
True.
because you have other things you can do for yourself rather than just trying to nurture somebody who you are trying to help. Because if you look at it now, you're trying to help this person secure their financial future. And then most times they make you look as if you're the one pestering them. You understand? But
True.
if you take it something else slowly, you get it. But remember, the number one thing is what? Keep generating
Leads. Yeah. Keep generating leads.
Generating leads.
Wow. Awesome. So you heard it. You keep generating leads, nurture them, and if you have the strength, if you have the dexterity like she has, then go into it. But hey, at the end of the day, you do what works for you. Just find your own
Find what works for you.
find your own power circle. Find that strength that naturally comes from you, and do what you're supposed to do. As long as you're closing, as long as you're making the sales, it's good. It's all good, man. All right, so let's talk about the future of real estate in Lagos.
Okay.
Let's use Lagos as a whole now, because Lagos is where the market is like predominantly.
Yes.
I know Abuja is already there
Coming up,
existing. Port Harcourt is already making waves, and
Mhm.
Asaba, Delta State.
Yes.
Okay, so what is the future of real estate? What do you see? Just give us just a
Okay.
rough sketch.
So I'm thinking now that real estate Lagos is going to be a little bit more. It's a little bit more. How do I put it? Expensive. That would put the word expensive,
Yeah.
or be more. I want to say more niched than it was, meaning that now there was a time with little money you can get something in
True.
Lagos,
True.
but it's getting to that point where you really need to be an odogu to own a land in Lagos.
Like Odogum, she means boss. Like
boss. Like
yeah,
you need to have money,
exactly.
bags
Bags of it.
to own a piece of property in Lagos.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's getting there really soon.
So that means if people don't really start now
If you
to
don't
take
start-
advantage of the
yes,
opportunities in the
in
future,
the
it's going to
nearest
be
future,
very, very, very
it's going to
expensive.
be very. It's going to be expensive. It's going to be a lot more expensive than it is right now because there's now government interest, there's private sector interest, there is individual interest, and Lagos is small.
Lagos is small, relatively
So-
small. So all this interest fighting
to get it.
Wow.
So very soon it's going to be lots of difficult for you to get a little piece of Lagos. So if you are a wise person, if you're a smart person and you're an investor, or even a normal human being, I just want to make sure that this poverty thing will catch up with you.
I'm telling you.
Get a piece of Lagos
Mm.
anywhere.
Anyway.
There's no longer it's too far for Lagos. I'm being
I
very,
no
very
I
honest.
get I did a video.
There's no longer too far.
I did a video recently and I was talking about, why people put sentiment in business instead of logic. It has a lot of views on my reels and everything. And what I was talking about is you want to go to the club and spend. Nobody tells you how much you're going to use to shut down the club. You can spend 100 million, 50 million, 150 million. But when it's time for you to invest in something that is going to help secure your future, you're not bringing people who will tell you, oh, the place is too far. Oh, when will this place develop? And all those kind of things. To me, it doesn't really make any logical sense for you to, talk about it that way. Yeah. So now that you said, going back to that's what you said now, it does occur to me that we're actually thinking like in the same wavelength.
Exactly.
The same wavelength. So if you don't really invest now, take advantage of those opportunities, like she said, it's gonna be so I tell some of my colleagues, I said the future of real estate in Lagos, I think, is gonna be like that of New York. where you will not really have all these bachas and buildings you have again. You have like tall
Yes, you not be
skyscrapers.
buying sky
So you will not be
space.
buying space.
Space.
You'll not be buying space, apartment floor 1, floor 2, floor 3. So at the end of the day, the person who bought that land way back
It's
is
just
enjoying that
making money
and
off
many
of all of you.
many
You know?
others as it goes up. So the time to buy is now, and that's the future of where real estate is going to
Yes,
in
yes,
Lagos. As I
yes.
said, government interest, individual
And
interest,
private
private,
parastatal interest.
parastatals have interest coming into Lagos very well. So if you don't take advantage of opportunities now, who knows? All right. Wow. It has been a great time
Thank
with
you
you
very
with
much.
you on this podcast.
Thank you.
All right. So in rounding off, uh, what will Mrs. Morin be doing for real estate in the next? What are the things on your plate? What are the things you want to achieve? Moving forward. What should we
Okay.
be expecting from you exactly? Let me put it very well.
Wow. Okay. Hmm. Well,
You
so
choke, Abi, you no choke.
because I think about it. So um, I came in with a particular mindset. I think as I stayed in the real estate industry, that's broadened. I know that in the coming years, I'm going to take the whole real estate game to a whole new level.
Yeah,
There's a lot of avenues that we've not explored
true,
in
true,
Africa when it comes to real estate.
true.
So I want to be among the first set of people. I know I've not really seen it done, even from what the ideas I have, among the first set of people that would bring about a more modernized real estate living in Nigeria.
Mm,
Actually, yes.
mm.
I want to do that. I want to do that in terms of collaborations, in
Yeah,
terms of single projects, in terms of working with the government entities in order to make sure that our country is a safer space for people to live in.
wow,
Yeah.
wow, awesome, 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 awesome. Wow, thank you very much.
Thank
That
you.
was powerful. That
Thank
was very, very
you. Thank
powerful.
you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an awesome time.
Yeah.
I don't want it to end, but we must end it somehow,
Yeah.
so that we can actually move on to other things.
Yeah.
Okay, but be expecting more from the Doctor's Lab. So it has been a wonderful time here.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much for
Thank you.
coming.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much for honoring the invitation.
Thank
All right, ladies and
you.
gentlemen, that's all we have for now on the Doctor's Lab until we come your way again. You know how we say it. See you on the
And
investment side of life. Bye
oh,
bye.
okay. See you on the investment.